I'm Paul Rickershauser, candidate for president for the class of 2019. For the past 2 years, we have made Morristown High School our home, and as class president, it would be my honor to help improve the community. From the first day of freshman year, I knew I'd do anything I could to help improve the school. I was especially willing to show up every single day to help students solve everyday issues as well as raise over $1,200. By conversing with many of you in the school, I was and still am to gauge some problems students have with the school. By becoming your class president, I will resolve some of those problems to the best of my ability and will continually take feedback from all of you to truly know what all of you would like to change. As Aristotle once said, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, just as Morristown High School is greater when we work together. By taking feedback from all of you, Morristown High School will be improved not only from what I do for this class, but what we can do together. Just as that changes improve stagnant situations, I firmly believe that a change in office could benefit the class greatly by introducing new visions for progress and resolutions for old problems. Under my leadership, the class of 2019 will overall be benefited by new and more efficient methods of tackling everyday issues and projects. Just as president, I would like to be that change for you, class of 2019. Thank you.
This month marks the second time you elected me as your class president. Rounding off this second year, our class stands accomplished. Once again, I am elated to report that we have been consistent in fundraising. But in the coming months, we will be in our third year in high school, and junior prom will be our biggest task. Nevertheless, we will work through that challenge. When elected next year, I promise that junior prom will be a success. 6 years of experience in both student council and as your class president has given me both insight into our class and its needs. Being elected into my position each and every time has allowed me to gain leadership capabilities while representing each and every person. And of my 2 years as president, I have grown to understand the norms and procedures in our class government. My familiarity with our current advisors and homeroom representatives is a strength for the future. I will be able to hit the ground running again in September because of my previous experience. Additionally, after serving 2 years on the board of a nonprofit, I have learned that effective communication and teamwork are the foundations to success. With that in mind, I will work tirelessly with all of the homeroom reps and elected class officers so that we can ensure the best for our junior year. Of course, in order to do all of that, I need your vote. So as the year draws to a close, we have come to a time for choosing. And when you are faced with the choice of who to vote for, remember, re-elect Alex Arenas for president, and together we can strive to achieve success. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Teresa Capella, and I want to be your junior class vice president. Over the past 2 years, I've become very active in school activities. I'm on the girls' spring track team and a part of WJSV, Key Club, and Interact. And in the upcoming year, I would love to get involved with student government. I have the leadership and organizational skills that make me the best candidate for vice president. For example, in 8th grade, I organized a trip based off of an idea that I had for my choir to put on a concert at a school for disabled children. In planning this trip, I had to coordinate permission and timing with both schools' administration, as well as transportation to and from. I think that this exemplifies my organizational and creative skills, as well as planning abilities, all of which would help me to plan the most important part of junior year, prom. I know that everyone's really excited for it, and I think that I have the most to offer for it. Last year, the cabinet was made up of entirely boys. This year, I can bring a female perspective that would help make prom the best it can be. Another important aspect of planning prom is fundraising. I have helped coordinate and run numerous fundraisers for other clubs, which would help us raise enough money to keep the cost of tickets down. Lastly, I'm good friends with Paul Rickershauser and Alex Arenas, your 2 candidates for class president. I would work well with either of these great candidates, which would help us strengthen student government and plan an amazing prom. So, if you vote for me, Teresa Capella, you can be sure that we will have a great prom and a great junior year.
Hi, I'm Andrew Jakowski, and I'm running for the position of Vice President for the class of 2019. It probably doesn't surprise you that I'm here running again for Vice President, as I have been in this position for the past 2 years. I plan to continue my job as VP because junior year is arguably the most important year in your 4 years in high school, and I will strive to make it memorable for the rest of my class. The student council works side by side with the teachers and the student body to continue to develop the school and make sure that our class has successful fundraising to pay expenses for junior prom, which is the biggest event of the year. The question is, what kind of vice president does the class of 2019 need? I believe that the vice president is someone who gets things done, is dedicated, committed, and someone who can produce results, and that is exactly what I've done for the past 2 years. Junior year is filled with AP courses, SATs, ACTs, and college visits, and there is not enough time to be worrying about events such as prom, and you want someone who will work tirelessly behind the scenes to get the job done, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. We have worked our way up as a class, fundraising freshman year and this year, so that we can have a highly successful junior prom next year. I am highly integrated in the student body as I play 3 sports for the high school, and I'm in the STEM Academy, which means that you have someone who is experienced in all different areas of the school, both scholarly and athletically. And the real benefit to you is that you have someone who understands both sides of the spectrum. Today I'm asking for your vote to help continue the success of our class for future years to come. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pierce Gorman, and I'm running for Vice President for our class of 2019. Hopefully this year was as enjoyable for you and as good to you as it was for our class, which raised a significant amount of money for our junior prom. Seems like only last year we were freshmen, and in a couple of months we're going to be juniors. Speaking of being juniors, the junior prom will be the main focus for our class government next year. And I'm positive that the commendable students involved in our class government, me being one of them, will make the entire event memorable and enjoyable for all of us. Although I already play a part in the class government, I would be honored if our class, if you, elected me as vice president. I hope you have as much excitement for junior prom and for junior year as I do, because I can already tell it's going to be a ball, perhaps a dodgeball. I'm kidding, of course, but remember, a vote for me, it's a vote.
To my fellow student body, I am Luke Lofermento, and I am running to be your vice president. It is my hope to usher in a new era of school-spirited vigor. This has been severely lacking this year. Last year, as a student body, we expressed our school spirit with no remorse and no apologies. We went to every school football game, no matter how far away. We rode the train to the Prudential Center to truly witness a historical event. Yet this year, our school seldom attended football games, not nearly as we did before. And this is to no fault of the football team, and I am not trying to push any blame onto them. I'm merely trying to show a comparison from last year to this year. Moving on, my critics say that, well, Luke, we agree with you. We need more school spirit, but you lack the drive to achieve these goals. And to them, I point to dodgeball. When you went to watch the tournament, who was it in an all-black suit? Who was hooting and hollering on every call? Who was it getting what is best for his team no matter what? That was me. That is the tenacity that I bring to the table that cannot be matched. My campaign is all about a return to form, making the school as great as it once was. And I have a plethora of ideas on how to achieve this common goal, one of which is to ensure a robust junior prom night. And if elected, I will do everything in my power to ensure that the playlist for said event is, and I quote, bangin'. Thank you for consideration. This is Luke Lofermento, and I approve this message.
Hello, classmates. My name is Kyle Gessman, and I am running for treasurer for the class of 2019. I am well qualified for the role and would be honored to serve our class. I have a strong interest in finance and will use my skills in the finance area to represent our class. For example, I have been actively involved in business classes since our freshman year, successfully completing multiple stock market investment competitions. Further, I take all honors level courses, including STEM, and have received high honors grades. My participation in our class activities is not limited to academics. I play on the MHS soccer and golf teams. Through my involvement in sports and academic activities, I have come to know most of the students in our class. I promise to bring my intellect, finance skills, and experience to the role of class treasurer and will do my very best to serve your interests. Please vote to re-elect Kyle Gessman for class treasurer because it makes sense. Thank you.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Joey Ottinger. I'm running for treasurer of the class of 2019. I'm running for treasurer because I want to work towards making Morristown High School a better place, and I believe I have the opportunity to do so by becoming a class officer. The time I have spent as a member of the cross-country and baseball teams has enhanced my experience as a student here, and I would like to expand my participation in school life by representing my class in student government as class treasurer. As treasurer, I will make fiscally responsible decisions while collaborating with my fellow other members of student government. I would be grateful for your vote and thank you for consideration.
As our sophomore year draws to a close and the infamous junior year of high school is almost upon us, choosing effective and productive leaders to guide us through the next 2 years is crucial. Hi, my name is Ava Tan, and I want to be your junior class treasurer. In the past 2 years at MHS, I've become heavily involved with school activities, from performing in the pit orchestra for this year's high school's production of Legally Blonde, to becoming an active member in various clubs, including WJSV, the school's radio station, Key Club, and Mock Trial. And in the course of this, I've been able to witness all of the great accomplishments our class has achieved. Of course, the next major task before us is organizing our junior and senior proms, quintessential parts of the high school experience. In order to ensure we lessen the financial burden on our classmates and we have the sufficient funds to plan an amazing prom, the treasurer of our class must be apt in both fundraising and handling the funds for the event. Computing and mathematical skills are my strengths, as I am currently enrolled in pre-calculus honors as a sophomore, and I have helped fundraise for the variety of clubs I'm a part of. Last year, our class officers were almost entirely male, but I believe that if I become class treasurer this year, I can not only use my managing skills, but also my female perspective to make sure that our junior prom is great. That's why I hope that you vote for me, Ava Tan, as your junior class treasurer in order to make our junior prom and junior year the best it can be.
Oftentimes the duties of a secretary, specifically a high school secretary, are largely overlooked, but the role that they play in helping class advisors and the class cabinet function as a whole makes the secretary a very important position to uphold. Accordingly, it's imperative that a class secretary has both qualifications and the experience in order to handle the weighty responsibilities put forth in order to ensure that the success of their class is sustained. With secretarial experience from this past year and the familiarity of holding leadership positions through athletics and volunteering initiatives, I'm confident that I have the necessary experience in order to serve the cabinet well as a secretary. It was with great honor that I was able to serve this year, and I felt as if I did a great job doing my job with an intrinsic sense of passion, professionalism, and organization. If elected, I intend to do the same thing in the following year. To add, I'm also an active member of our school's Key Club, model debate club. I'm a cellist in our school's chamber orchestra, and I fence for the varsity team for our school. So I'm a very much large part of our school student body, and I'm aware of many of the issues and concerns that you may have, and I'll be sure to bring them to light in following meetings. From this, I hope that I have your vote as class secretary, and I thank you for your consideration.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hicks, and I'm running to be your junior class secretary. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm an extremely punctual, dependable, and organized person. I'm always sure to hand in all of my homework in on time, and I've been on the high honor roll since my freshman year. My fellow classmates know that I'm always willing to help out anyone with missed homework or assignments. In fact, if you've seen any of the U.S. history study guides, I'm the one that creates the document and ensures that everyone is shared upon it, and that I myself am able to contribute to it a bunch. This year, I was an active member in Key Club, Interact, and WJSV. For WJSV, I was the promotions manager, a job very similar to a secretary position, where I made sure all bake sales were known and contributed to, and I overall spread awareness and encouraged everyone to join. With Morristown clubs aside, I was a part of the volleyball team in the fall and the track team in the spring. With the help of these teams and clubs, I've been a very active member of Morristown High School. If I'm elected as your junior class secretary, then I can ensure that you will be informed on all the events our class can participate in an orderly fashion, and that your ideas will always be accounted for. Thank you, and please vote for me, Lauren Hicks, as your junior class secretary.